Hi grade 7s. Today what we're going to do is we're going to express express decimals as fractions. So the first thing we want to do is express a terminating decimal as a fraction. So this would be like an example if you had 0.9. The key thing is for terminating decimals is to recognize that each place value represents a certain amount. So for example, 0.9, this is 9 and this place value is tenths. So it actually means out of 10. So how much do we have? We actually have 9 out of 10. Let's say for example we had 0.188. Just a quick reminder, this is tenths, this is hundredths, this is thousandths. So the last decimal place is thousandths. And so what we would do is we'd write this as 188 out of 1,000. So you can see if you know your place values, you should be able to write a terminating decimal as a fraction really quickly. Now things get a little bit more difficult when things are repeating decimals. So just a reminder, there's a couple really important repeating decimals that I wanted to remind you of. So the first one is 1/9, a really important repeating decimal. So 1/9 has a decimal of 0.1. I'm going to put a line over it. That just means repeating. So it's like 0.111111, and you're just going to write ones forever. Okay. So if you wanted to write 0.3 repeating as a fraction, you would simply say, oh, it's just 3 times more than 0.1 repeating. So you can see this is just 3 times more than 0.1 repeating, which we know 0.1 is just 1/9. So therefore 3 times more than 1/9 is just 3/9, which you know these can both be divided by a third, which gives us 1/3. So you can see 0.3 repeating is the same as just 0.11111 repeating times 3, and 0.11111 repeating is just 1/9. So 3 times a ninth is just 3/9, which is 1/3. So you can see 0.11111 repeating is 1/9 is really important for figuring out other ones. Now let's say for example that we had a situation like this with 0.25 repeating. So it goes 0.2525252525 over and over again. Here's the really important thing. So I'm going to get my thought bubble out here. The important one here is to recognize that in this case 1/99 is 0.01 repeating. So it'd be 0.010101. So 0.25 repeating is just the same as 25 times 0.01 repeating. So it would be equivalent to 25 times 1/99, which you can see is 25/99. And if you punch this into your calculator, 25 divided by 99, you would get 0.25252525 repeating forever. So let's try another one. Let's say you had 0.123 repeating. What would that be as a fraction? Well, here's the important thing. We know that 1 over, this goes into the thousand, so we're going to go 999 is 0.001 repeating. So therefore, what we can do here is we can multiply 0.001 repeating times 123. That'll give us our answer. And this is just equal to 1 over 999 times 123. So the answer is 123 over 999. So 123 over 999. Let's move to the last slide. So here we go. We got a little question. Julie forgot her lunch. Yen offered Julie 0.35 of her sandwich. Fiona offered Julie a third of her sandwich. Who offered more? So the question is, what is bigger? 0.35 or a third? Two ways you can tackle this. You can choose to write this as a decimal. If both are in decimals, it's very clear which one's bigger. So the first thing we're going to do is let's deal with this as decimals. So 0.35 is a decimal. I'm hoping a third we're becoming really familiar with. We've worked with a third already a few times. It's 0.3 repeating. So which one's bigger? 0.35 or 0.333333 repeating forever? And you can see both have 3's in the tenths. In the hundredths, the 5 would beat out the 3 in the hundredth. So this is bigger. So who offered more? Yan offered more. Other option in this question is take your 0.35 and let's compare it to a third as a fraction. So we right away know this is tenths, this is hundredths, so we can think of this as 35 over 100. This is 1 over 3. Now we need to create common denominators because we can only compare fractions if they have the same denominator. Well, 100 times 3 is 300. So I know 300 is a common denominator. So what did I have to do to 100 to get 300? I just multiplied by 3. So therefore, I need to multiply the 35 by 3. 5 times 3 is 15. 30 times 3 is 90. So that's just equal to 105. Now this question over here, we're going to do the same thing. 3 times what gives me 300? That's 100. So I have to multiply the top by 100. And that gives me 100 over 300. Clearly, 105 out of 300 is bigger than 100 out of 300. So therefore, you can see Yan offered more.